Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, turn it up. It's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up.
There we go. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me. How y'all doing, y'all? How y'all doing? I have a really bad headache, unfortunately. It's been a long day. A day full of therapy, and yeah, it's been long. I'm tired, and yeah, it's been fun, man. Lots of fun. And yeah, my son got really hurt. So I don't know. I think stress. I got to be strong for my family. That all piled up, and I'm like, man, I got a stress headache now. So, but I'm gonna give me some rest, and I'll be all right, man. I'll be all right. Pray for my son. Pray for my son as he heals from his injury that he suffered today. So, pray for my son, my wonderful warrior, valiant warrior of a son. Of course, I'm going to be here to, it's always cathartic here. It's always a fun time here. We vibing, we cooling, we chilling here on the Pancakes Power Slam show. PNP show. Come on, y'all. Join the fun, join the vibe, join the show as we continue to have a wonderful time as we do every single week. So come on in. People are filling up as always, and I thank you for continuing. Yeah. From having a stress headache, one of the most cathartic things from having a headache from a long day, stressful day, is Chillhop. Very medicinal. Yeah. So come on in, y'all. Yeah. Come on in. Kromanichi is who is playing right now. The song is called Trees. Very awesome song, very relaxing song. A song that I like to, I love riding to Chillhop. I love driving to Chillhop music. And I love driving to Kromanichi. And just a vibe, just relaxing. And just fun, man. And so I appreciate all of your support, continued support. Again, I have a headache, and so I'll get in the flow here when I start teaching. I'll get in the flow of my headache started about 4 hours ago, and I got some really longer than that. Oh, it was right after work. Well, it's right after. Well, I just finished working, but it was after my office time. My wife gave me a call and let me know that my son, one of my sons, got injured, severely injured, and went to the hospital, and he's he's back home. Thank God. God is a healer, and God is good, and my boy is going to get well soon. Uh, so I was like, man, I'm holding the fort down, holding the family, encouraging my wife, and encouraging my son. And I'm like, you know what, man, that was an overload for me because I got had a days full of therapy, found out that information, and then I had more clients in the evening, and then teaching stuff and training stuff, and oh man, I am I'm tired and I'm beat, uh, but I'm strong. All right, so we're gonna make it work. We're gonna do this, y'all. We're gonna do this. What's up, everybody? Thank you for your continued support, man. Team RK4. Thank you, man. Uh, thank you. I appreciate it. Very much so. Very, very encouraging. All right. So we are talking about parasocial relationships today. So a really creepy story that came out. And me being the journalist and the researcher that I am, I went further into this guy's deep, dark Twitter account, man, and it's quite dark. It's quite odd. Thank you for all your support, guys. We greatly appreciate it. It was pretty dark, man. This guy's Twitter page who took a picture at the big event, autograph signing in New York, and again, continue to appreciate all of you. Greatly appreciate it, y'all. I need that. That's cathartic to me right now as my son is healing from his severe injury. So, all right, so yeah, so this guy's Twitter account was just was odd, man. Very, very odd. I mean, just like AI gone demonic. And after AJ Lee told him to take away or delete, told the video to be deleted of him taking a picture with her, and AJ Lee just being AJ Lee, very nice, very kind, and understanding, appreciating mental health and therapy, even putting therapy over her return promo, which of course got a pop from me as a therapist. She's being a celebrity and taking pictures with fans, but we talked about that before with Rhea Ripley, and I want to go more into that when it comes to this very parasocial dynamic. And so we're going to talk about that more today. Of course, it would greatly it would greatly put a smile on my face if you are able to show some love and drop a super chat to get drop a super chat or three or five or two or nine, whatever's in your heart to give. This is what I do here. This is work for me. This is something that I've said before, that I'm doing this in honor of my great grandma. I still want to maintain some type of wrestling affiliation, although I'm not a wrestling watcher anymore because I don't get paid to do so. But I do stay abreast of wrestling news, and I still have really solid relationships with pro wrestlers. And so yeah, so and I have relationships with pro wrestlers that I need to let the world know about sooner than later. My Patreon got some thoughts that I'm brainstorming, and so that'll be interesting. It should come out sooner than later. But um, when it comes to to this story that I'm going to cover, this was odd, man. This was odd. But here's the thing: does this surprise me though? Does this just shock me? No. I mean, I'm in the mental health business. I'm in I'm in the psychology business. I have a YouTube page that really focuses on criminal psychology, and my PhD's in forensic psychology. So I have a criminal, and I have a master's degree in criminal justice, behavioral sciences. So I understand clinical psychology. I understand forensic psychology and criminal psychology. I just love psychology. I'm a huge fan of psychology, and so I know different facets of psychology, and I talk about them on my channels. And this here, when I talk about psychological concept, here is more of a clinical type of field, social psychology. I talk a lot about social psychology on here as well. And today I'm going to tap into that when it comes to parasocial relationships. And so let's talk about it. Oh, here we go. Let's do that. Let's start class, folks, and I'll get to the super chats there soon. I see them rolling in. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So the term parasocial relationships, and of course I'm going to do a Q&A on this, and also I'm going to do a Q&A on any other question that you have. I actually have I had an idea because I want to start. I've been doing this thing for. I was actually talking to. I'm actually really cool with a person, a contact from a really reputable site, a very reputable site, so reputable that the WWE knows them very, very well. Let's just say that. And he and I were just chatting yesterday, actually, and I was having some really good conversations with him as far as just this, just the body of work that I've done with Fox Sports and Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report, and just a nice guy. I don't know how we started talking years ago. I think it was, I don't know. But he's always been just incredibly nice. Just a nice guy, man. He and I would chat. He's always been supportive of my work, and he and I were talking, and I was just thinking about. It made me. It reminded me of just the body work that I've put in as far as the sites that I've worked for, and just how there's a lot of years that I have enjoyed doing this, man, and I really do enjoy doing this. It's really fun. It's really exciting, but yeah, I want to integrate that to what I love doing now, and that's social psychology, and we're going to talk about parasocial relationships, and with this AJ Lee story, you have to understand this from a celebrity standpoint. And again, all the love that I'm receiving from my the PNP Nation here, I have I have a really bad back. I've had 3 surgeries on my back, and I've had some really bad. Thank you. I've had some. I've had multiple surgeries on my back, and I get migraines every now and then. And then I was okay throughout the day. Of course, my back hurts tremendously right now, but um, yeah, I'm getting a migraine again, and because it's my back, and it's correlating with the stress that the day brought, and finding out about my son, and yeah, so I'm keeping strong for the family, and keeping strong for my boy. But and I'm fine, and he'll be fine, and everything will be fine because God said so. But it was just a lot going on, just overwhelming, and just the long day from therapy, then finding that out, then have to jump back into therapy. My brain is just kind of like on uh, overdrive right now. So but I do it for you, and I'm gonna do class just like I always do. So the term parasocial relationships was first coined in the 1950s by sociologist David Horton and his psychiatrist co-author Richard Wall, as they popularly and they were interested in styles of radio broadcasting that had adopted uh, the term fireside technique uh, of presentation. So the intention of this fireside presentation was to make the listener feel as if it's basically self-explanatory. It's like it wanted the listener to feel that he or she was on a fireside, just chatting with someone, and you would have that really sultry, smooth, jazzy radio voice. Hey, this is Dr. Chris Featherstone here to let you know that you are somebody. You are special, and don't let anybody else tell you different. Come here. Come here. Have a seat here and understand that you, yes, you who are listening, is special, you're unique, and you are loved by God. So you would have a you so they basically in the 1940s and 50s, there was this persona. There was this character on the radio called the Lonesome Gal, and she like really took the fireside concept like crazy. It went bananas as far as what she was doing. Like, so the sultry type of uh, inviting voice that I just had paled in comparison. Couldn't hold the jockstrap of the Lonesome Gal. And she basically she would have she really just popularized, and she really made it come to life of this illusion of intimacy. And back then they even got to the point where they made people feel like they were at their address, and it was this really, and it was a huge way of alluring people really into sticking to the radio. And now that, because of there's so much social media culture, and uh the attention span of people are so low nowadays, and it's just such a microwave society. It's hard for someone to really just be locked in to a radio. Now, radio broadcasting is still very popular, but at the same time, because of digital media, it's easy to veer off into a YouTube, video versus a radio broadcast. So the Lonesome Gal was a persona in the 1940s and 50s, And so she was alluring listeners' ears. She would have a 15-minute monologue. And here's the thing. This is she would have 15-minute monologues once a week. And this is how she would introduce herself. She began the episodes with this. And of course I can't say it again. How I say it is definitely not a representation because her voice isn't deep. It's very, her voice was very just alluring and sexy. And she would say, "Sweetie, no matter what anybody says, I love you better than anybody in the whole world." And so she would have that saying to people, and it would just cause them to be like, "Oh my gosh, she sounds so alluring. She sounds so sexy, and I'm so interested in getting to know her. I want to hear her more." And then it got to the point where it started to create that illusion of thinking that there is a connection, a deep personal connection between the listener, the male listener, and the lonesome gal. And so that was really the launching point of parasocial relationships. And listeners would give their undivided attention, and it would just really get obsessive. Like people were really, it would be addictive because people got to the point where they wanted to know. They didn't even know her age. They didn't even know what she looked like. They didn't even know anything personal about her. They were just so drawn in by her voice that it created this illusion of how she looks, according to their minds. And so just really interesting stuff. So here's the thing: when it comes to parasocial relationships, it's not necessarily always a bad thing. So for instance, if someone really liked a cartoon character or something like that, and if someone really liked Iron Man, or if someone really likes Superman, it's like, yeah, I can be inspired by Superman because no matter what, I feel like I can leap tall buildings. I feel like I can do all these things. And I feel like I can uh, conquer the world. And so you can be inspired. Like Superman is a fictional character. Superman doesn't have it doesn't have a bi-directional relationship with you. It's very it's very unidirectional. It's like you have a relationship with Superman, but Superman doesn't. It's a cartoon character. Superman doesn't have a relationship with you. But I mean, even with some celebrities, you can have relationships. We can have parasocial relationship with celebrities who you go for inspiration, who influences you substantially. You can have those types of relationships, so it's not all bad. But unfortunately, with culture that we are in, especially its relationship with the dangers of social media, and go back and check out the Twitter video and the class that I had about the dangers of Twitter, the psychological dangers of Twitter. I went very deep into that. And the problem with that is these parasocial relationships can get very toxic very quickly. And with the social media that we see, and just even with many cases of people just going awry with their obsession over a celebrity, it gets very, very dark, and it gets very toxic. Again, I talked about that in the stalker video, the stalker class that I had. When it comes to someone who has a parasocial relationship, it can get pretty unhealthy because they form the notion that the person cares about them deeply, like personally, even if they take a picture or if they retweet, if they like a tweet or something like that, even to the point if they block them, that's how bad it gets as far as just the obsession of relationships are concerned. And then that gets to the point where if they feel like they're being dismissed, that they feel like they aren't getting the attention that they and the delusion in their head they assume or they pretend that they haven't, then there's this kind of zygotic effect of incompletion and unfulfillment. And if that person doesn't respond to them or doesn't respond to their DMs or don't respond to their tweets, or it gets really obsessive. And here's the thing, when it comes to like interpersonal or intrapersonal communication, if someone can be so obsessed with attention seeking, which is more of a cluster B personality disorder, that they can go to like the nth degree. They can go to really unhealthy portions or unhealthy measures to gain the attention, and they feel as if they have a elevated sense of status if they get the attention of a celebrity, even if it's unhealthy. So all of these things are really into parasocial relationships. I did want to bring an article up of a really bad out, and I'll get to these super chats here again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I did want to bring this story up. This was from ABC News in 2003 about someone who was stalking Bjork, who had a parasocial relationship with the pop culture star Bjork. So let's bring this up. And again, I appreciate you rocking with me. Appreciate you bearing with me here as I get well soon. My boy, and also my headache is annoying the snot out of me. So I'll be okay though. I'm gonna give me some rest, and of course we do have the after party because I do it for you. I'm gonna continue the trivia. I said I was going to do trivia, and I'm serious about it. So I'm gonna continue with the trivia, and so go ahead and hop on the after party after the this class here. All right, let's see if this works here. Boom. There we go. And guess what? The God is good because it ain't acting crazy anymore either. So I can actually see myself here on the screen. And so this is a blessing. Thank you, God. All right, let's get into this. It says, so inside the mind of a celebrity stalker, in the relationship between celebrities and their public, there is always a delicate balance. Fans can admire, but they have to keep their distance. Actually, let's do. Okay, yeah, let's keep this. Let me do something real quick. Make a slight change in this. As I read this here, I wanted to make a slight change. Appreciate your patience here. Don't exactly know why it is doing that, but I'm about to make sure that it is all to the gizzard. So thank you very much for your patience. Boom, boom. And we're going to get this together. Cool. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Hold on. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Thank God for my speed acting together. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted to see, but that's okay. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's okay. We'll make it work. All right. Yes, it can be dangerous. Icelandic pop star Bjork learned this when an American fan sent her a bomb in disguise and killed himself, leaving 22 hours of videotape. For authorities on both sides of the Atlantic, this one man's obsession became a race against time. And for observers like famed crime writer Patricia Cornwell, the man's tapes provide a rare window into the mind of a celebrity predator. So here's the last day. On September 16th, 1996, the manager of a Van Buren Plaza apartment building on Hollywood, Florida, saw blood coming out of the walls under apartment A. When police opened the door, they found a badly decomposed male body. Let's see. Let me do something real quick. I don't know why it's doing that. It's irritating me. There we go. I think I just fixed it. Yes. I think I just fixed it. That's better than what I wanted. That's better. All right, cool. Let's see. An odd things written on the wall. The best of me, and a slur against African Americans. Inside the camera was a videotape labeled The Last Day. Several other cassettes were nearby. Investigators went straight to the last tape and confirmed the death was a suicide. Then they went to the beginning and found revelations that could ruin a young woman's life, and as well as a case study in the transformation of fan into stalker. Make this even bigger for you all. Cool. Right. The body belonged to the 21-year-old Richard Lopez. Lopez was the son of a middle-class family who came to the United States from Uruguay. He had lived most of his life in America, first in Georgia, then in Florida. He was extremely bright, but dropped out of the high school to become an artist. To support himself, he worked part-time for his brother as an exterminator. As well as the videotapes, he left behind an 803-page handwritten diary. 803-page handwritten diary, full of the musings of a young man embarrassed by his body and awkward around girls. And so, similar to what I was just saying, and I also talked about in previous class as well, the negative self-esteem and the negative self-image that people go through. No, I don't care about your sponsors. Hold on. There we go. 803-page diary full of the musings of a young man embarrassed by his body, awkward around girls. Okay. So this right here shows someone who was willing to commit suicide on behalf of the realization. It's a realization in his mind, as well as just kind of a understanding in his mind that someone in the celebrity of this status I could never get to the point of having a relationship with. And the unfortunate part about the toxicity of parasocial relationships, uh, oftentimes they either include uh, homicide or suicide, or both, or murder suicide. And uh, in these cases, oftentimes are people who are dealing with such low levels of self esteem and self worth that the delusion is created of them portraying or imagining having a parasocial relationship with someone, and also getting to the point of in their mind creating an illusion that it's real. And then after no contacts, after the realization of it actually being one-sided, then they start to go to dire proportions. They go to dire measures. And that's when you start to see the unfortunate cases of people offing themselves because of this dynamic of, oh, okay, I've been hit with the reality that I actually, um, I actually have understood or came to the reality, or the reality has been hit, uh, that, or has been hit at me, that this relationship is indeed one sided. Oftentimes, people start to increase and ratchet up their level of attention seeking to get, positive or negative, the attention of the celebrity, and it becomes very unhealthy. It becomes very dark and demented. And even when you see that the person's Twitter, I'm not going to say his name, but the person who his Twitter page, who took the picture and altered it with AI. Now that picture is down. Now the guy's created a YouTube video of him, of AJ Lee, and him kissing AJ Lee, and AJ Lee kissing him, and him kissing other people. It's pretty dark, man. It's pretty dark. And here's the thing: because of the anonymity of Twitter or X, that's when you get into like dehumanization, and that's when you get into like the social inhibition, someone decreasing their level of individualization among groups, versus social facilitation, which you're increasing your level of individuality and within groups. But unfortunately, someone like you have a platform like X, where you see a lot of social inhibition, and you have a lot of people decreasing their level of individualization, not really thinking for themselves. And it creates other effects that I've explained before, as far as disinhibition and de-individualization is another big one. And you start to see people who wouldn't do this alone, but then you start seeing people who advocates this very demented, creepy actions. You can see it. I mean, the person on his feed is retweeting a bunch of people who are in support of him, advocating for him, like defending him. And like, on the surface, you would just think, man, this guy's creepy. And even AJ Lee said, take this down. This is inappropriate. But no, you're dealing with the culture. You're dealing with a group, a sample size. And you're dealing with a fertile ground of people who are willing to use anonymity to support someone who's altering AI is using AI to alter celebrities. A celebrity, well, it was plenty. It was multiple people in one video, but this person is altering to cause a married celebrity pro wrestler to kiss him. And again, on the surface, just straight up, flat out on the surface, creepy. But we're dealing with social media here. We're dealing with social media minds. We're dealing with blank avatars and pseudonames in order to express their deepest, darkest thoughts and advocate someone who actually committed them. Now, if it's at the expense of him looking like a creep, okay, cool. I'll keep my avatar blank and I'll advocate him and have a pseudonym. I mean, like that's the culture that we're dealing with now. It's very, very dark stuff, man. 800-page diary, awkward around girls. I mean, this is, you've had plenty incel cases. I've talked about incel culture on Pancakes and Power Sim on that. Go check out that video of me talking about incel culture. And I think it's just, again, man, like I said, the embarrassment of one's own self to the detriment of celebrities. There's your sponsors. There's a painted foot there. Well, a lot of sponsors there. All right. So there we go. All right. So yeah. So the Richard Lopez. Here we go. So the Richard Lopez is the son. Yeah, so let me say this. Son of a middle-class family who came up in the United States from Uruguay. So he experienced a dropping out of school, and because of his relationship or parasocial relationship, pseudo relationship with a celebrity, he really used his already starting to digress in life, and unfortunately, it was to his demise as far as just the obsession of his relationship with a celebrity, unfortunately. So yeah, stuff like that, man. That's just one of many cases where someone got obsessed and really thought badly decomposed male body with red, black, and green grease paint all over his face. So this was 22 hours of videotape learned by Bjork. American fans sent her a bomb in disguise and then kill himself. And so that is I will never reach the point of having a relationship to someone with your caliber. So I might as well. And oftentimes, here's the thing. Oftentimes, someone justifies their heinous act of suicide by doing something like we saw that person do. Send this to Bjork, the person who unfortunately decided to do this, which was Richard Lopez. The mind of someone who deals with this very dangerous proportion or this dangerous measure of parasocial relationships, they can have in their minds, okay, well, let me send this to you because in some odd and cognitive dissonant way, I'll send this to you because I'll let you know that you're the one that was the cause of this. And again, someone is scapegoating to their very last breath via cognitive dissonance. It's very, very um, saddening. It's dark. It's demented. It's obsessive, and it's really self-deprecating. It really is. And in this particular case with the AJ Lee situation, it got to the point of someone who didn't learn from their mistakes. I mean, this person clearly was told, even by AJ Lee herself, that this was not healthy. This was not a good idea. And for some odd reason, I mean, even saying delete it, okay, it was deleted, but then I'll start doing tweets of obsessed retweeting AJ Lee. I mean, there was even a picture that I saw where I had one of it was a picture of having AJ Lee go into the entrance ramp and or go into the apron from the entrance going to the apron. And the entrance, it was just her going into the apron. So she did her normal bending down and just kind of slouching down into the, with her knees on the apron. Her butt was out. And like there's a picture of a person and superimposing his face and kissing as if it's kissing the butt of AJ Lee. That's the community that we're dealing with here. And it's not just pro wrestling. It's not just pro wrestling. It's just obsessive celebrity culture as a whole. But the fertility in the case studies, unfortunately, it's very, very prominent with the mind of many of these pro wrestling fans. And again, I've broken it down many a times in previous classes of just the creepy nature of so many pro wrestling fans. It's an obsession, man. You've got a 20-some, 30-some-year-old man so obsessed with a pro wrestler that this person is willing to superimpose videos and images of him kissing AJ Lee and kissing her butt. There's something very dark and unhealthy about that. And he's not a case. He's not an island by himself. Let's just say that. When it comes to a lot of pro wrestling fans, he's not an island by himself. Certainly not. And unfortunately, when you're evaluating yourself as a pro wrestling fan as an adult, you have to understand that this is the pool that you're swimming. These are the people in the pool that you're swimming in. Not everybody in the pool are weirdos, creepos. But if you're swimming in a pool with a lot of them, or sickos, even a promoter would say, if you're swimming in a pool with a bunch of sickos, either you have to think of, you have to like be okay with, you like swimming in, it doesn't matter what pool you're in, as long as you can keep your distance. Or you have to think about, oh, okay, this is odd. Maybe I'm one of the people, fellow weirdo, creepo, sickos in the pool. Or you're like, hey, bruh, like this pool's weird. I'm out. I gotta leave. So the choice is yours. So it's up to you ultimately as far as how you want to take that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my class on parasocial relationships. Again, greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna check out these super chats, and then we got we got some CM Punk wrestling trivia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna continue my trivia series, and I got some CM Punk wrestling trivia. So in between shows, hop on Patreon, And again, I'm keeping, and this is live. People are on the screen too. It's lots of fun too. So even on the Patreon, if you're not able to join us live, you get to see a really cool video of people playing the trivia, and also I share a lot of very interesting inside stuff on Twitter, on the Patreon as well. All right, let's see here. We got Michael Pasolano. Best wishes to your son. Get well soon. Thank you very, very much on behalf of my boy. Thank you, Michael Pasolano. Pasolano. All right, we also have. Let's do this. Let's do the. Oh, what in the world? Here we go. Let's see here. We got Danimo. Hope you and your son gets better soon. Thank you, man. Thank you, Danimo. I really appreciate that. Very, very much so. You are the man. Thank you very much. Again, super chats are the way to go. Thank you so much. Any super chat is a blessing to me, and highly appreciated. So your support is more than appreciated. All right, I'm gonna hop on the Patreon. Come on in, y'all. Yeah, give me some rest, man. My head is I have a migraine. So even in the midst of a migraine, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still here, and I still do it for you. So hop on the Patreon. We are going to continue our trivia series, and I've got some fun CM Punk trivia. And again, at the conclusion of this trivia series, I'm going to give a grand prize of the winner of the most trivia series on the after party. So come on in, join us, and until next week, pray for me, pray for my son first before you pray for me, because he's much more important in this situation than I am right now. I just got a migraine. I'd rather switch his injury with my migraine for sure. Although I wouldn't want him to have a migraine either. But if I had to, I'd switch. But I wouldn't want him to have a migraine either, though. I'll take both of them. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, buddy. So long.